Welcome to the KommunityKoin podcast. Today we are going to be talking about nation states that are fragile. And we define that as a fragile state has several attributes. Common indicators include a state whose central government is so weak or ineffective that it has little practical control over much of its territory, non-provision of public services, widespread corruption and criminality, refugees and involuntary movement of populations, and sharp economic decline. Fund for Peace ranks the following factors to determine the overall status of a country on its index. Number 1, cohesion, including security apparatus, fractionalized elites, and group grievances. Number 2, economic decline and poverty, uneven development, and human flight and brain drain. Number 3, political, state legitimacy, public services, human rights, and rule of law. Number 4, social, to include demographic pressures, refugees, and internationally displaced persons. Number 5, cross-cutting, to mean external intervention. Where does the United States rank on this chart? Of 179 countries, the United States ranks 141, meaning that of the 179 countries listed in this particular list, the United States is the 141st most fragile. What countries are less fragile than the United States? You might be surprised by some of them. I'll go through them quickly. Poland, Israel, Spain, Latvia, Italy, Chile, United Kingdom, Qatar, Costa Rica, Czech Republic, Lithuania, Estonia, Mauritius, Slovakia, United Arab Emirates, Uruguay, Malta, South Korea, Belgium, Japan, France, Slovenia, Portugal, Singapore, Germany, Austria, Australia, Netherlands, Sweden, Ireland, Luxembourg, Canada, Denmark, Switzerland, New Zealand, Finland, Iceland, and Norway. So I guess it's not so bad. There are 140 that are worse off than we are. And so I guess it could be worse. But is the United States going to become more fragile in the coming months and years? Are we going to move up on that list? And I think that it is hard to say no to that question. It seems pretty clear that we are moving up the list, and we probably are no longer at 141. We're probably more like 135 at the moment. But we are likely to move further and further up that list in the next year or two. Why? Would we become more economically fragile or just fragile in general? Well, let's take another look at those points. The first point was cohesion, and it seems pretty clear that we are becoming less and less cohesive as a nation. More division among groups, more group grievances, more fractionalized elites, meaning that the elites are becoming further and further away from the average person. There's more distance between the elite groups and the average citizen. Economically, yes, we are definitely becoming more economically fragile. Uneven development, economic decline and poverty, increase in poverty. Poverty is growing at an astounding rate. Political, a lot of political problems. State legitimacy, yeah, there's a lot of question about whether our current government is legitimate. Human rights and rule of law under this political category, that is certainly a concern. Human rights in the United States, at least, have been fairly well protected for most groups, not all groups, for a long time. But is that less and less assured? Another category to look at is social. Refugees and internally displaced persons under this social group. Refugees, what about the southern border? So many people crossing. Now, of course, that's coming in rather than refugees going out. We don't tend to see refugees going out in this country. But refugees from elsewhere coming in also place pressure on our society, causing demographic pressures. So I think probably we can safely say that yes, the United States, even though it is not currently considered a fragile state, is certainly heading in the wrong direction. And hopefully that will stop going that direction and start going back the other direction. But I don't know if that will happen anytime soon or not. So in a fragile state, what can we do to protect ourselves? What can we do to plan for our futures and the future of our families in a state that is becoming more and more fragile? One option is building networks, building communities, having mutual assistance and groups that can help one another, belonging to a group of mutual assistance and mutual aid. And KommunityKoin helps to do that. We help groups that want to engage in mutual assistance and mutual aid. KommunityKoin provides a platform for them to do that in an equitable and accountable way. So check out our website, kommuntykoin.com. That's spelled with K's, community with a K, coin with a K.com, and see if time banking using the kommuntykoin.com platform is